How to fix some WrestleMania feuds. I'm Will, that's Brandon. We are the Cousins of Destruction Wrestling podcast. As always, let's cheers, talk about some wrestling.
Yeah, as we get closer and closer to WrestleMania, there are some feuds that are kind of under the microscope in terms of how do we fix this, or hey, this is terrible, this has to get fixed now. There's also some that maybe just need a little bit of a tweak, and some that kind of really haven't even got started yet.
Yeah, as great as the IWC can be at some points, sometimes they're obviously not the best, and the online narrative is this build up to WrestleMania 41 is just not hitting like the last couple, and that's because some of the feuds just haven't hit their stride yet. We still have, as of the moment here, we are 30 days out from WrestleMania 41, which is crazy to think. So we still got a lot of time, but let's get into it. We're going to see how we can fix some of these feuds that people are a little bit on the fence about, but before we get into that, I do want to kind of just be like, feuds that need to start to happen. I know that you probably didn't write that down, but when I was going through my list, I kind of was sitting there like, you know what? What's also one thing that needs to be fixed about feuds of WrestleMania? We need some more of them.
Yep.
At the moment, we don't have very many.
Yep.
Everybody has done their match card predictions. We've done it. So if you want to go watch that, we have it somewhere. But everybody always ends up with like 20 matches because we all feel like there's so many feuds, yet there isn't really going into Mania.
Right.
So I wanted to start with a couple feuds that need to happen so we can fix that part of WrestleMania. One being, we need LA Knight versus Big Jim Uso. That needs to be happening in the U.S. title scene for sure on Smackdown.
Yeah, so this was actually, I did have this on my list, but I put LA Knight versus who?
Yeah.
I said we need to get the challenger. Like, we don't really know. We're 30 days out. At one point, we thought maybe it could have been Solo or maybe a Jacob Fatu. And there's kind of like, we thought maybe they were going to fight each other at Mania. Who knows if that's going to be the case, because they haven't really hinted at that as of right now. LA Knight gets the title, and we all kind of assume it's going to be Big Jim, but who knows who it could be? It could be somebody else.
Yeah. We're in this point of WrestleMania season where everything looks like it's going to be a multi-man match. You have a bunch of things surrounding a lot of different things, and the title scenes that aren't the main couple kind of feel like 5 men, 6 women can be a part of all of it. I say we shrink this one. I say we definitely go LA Knight versus Big Jim Uso. I think that both of them deserve it. LA Knight proved this year that he is the man for that title. Don't get it away from him anytime soon. And then you have Big Jim, who has really found himself in a time where there was no Roman, where Solo and the Bloodline 2.0 were doing their thing, and his brother was becoming the most over thing in all of wrestling. Somehow, some way, Big Jim survived. And he's here, and he's probably the most over he's ever been as a singles competitor. Why not reward both these guys? Let's go to WrestleMania, make this a feud, LA Knight, Big Jim Uso.
Yeah, that's probably who I would pick as well. And then you could, I mean, hopefully we do the Fatu versus Solo. I guess that kind of goes into yours as well in terms of feuds that need to happen. We kind of haven't gotten any of that yet. It's been Solo showing that solidarity with Fatu, and he realizes, hey, Fatu is better than me, so I'm going to just keep riding the coattails. I'm going to keep supporting him. It's what's best for the family. So I would like to see that feud kind of happen. Like you said, 30 days out, so still a little bit of time, and that one doesn't necessarily need as big of a buildup, I feel like. But it would be nice to get some little rumbling, some hints as we go along.
Yeah, we need to fix that one by getting Braun Strowman the hell away from it. And then one other one that I think feuds that we need to get going into WrestleMania before we get into the bulk of it, which is fixing other feuds that are happening. Lyra Valkyria needs freaking something, man. We need to get the IC title on Raw going in some direction. I don't know what we're doing. We had Dakota Kai and Ivy Nile this week fight each other in what was like a losers of the IC title match division match, and they got 2 minutes. So there wasn't even build up toward it at all. Bailey off screen, I guess, challenged Lyra for the belt again. So I don't know what we're doing there. If we're going to roll into the Bailey Lyra stuff, I don't know, but we need to get this woman a feud because that belt is on, it's on, it's on Amber Alert. It's something. There's an alert around it saying we need to either make this thing get over or what we going to do. Cause it's, ugh.
Yeah, we had I guess the community was kind of divided, the internet with wrestling fans about when these titles first came out, the women's IC and the women's US, you saw a good amount of people say, hey, this is great. This is awesome. They need this. They need something that kind of gives others a chance outside of your top. And then you also had, I'm part of the community also say, no, this is a terrible idea. They're not going to do these any justice. And we were on the side of like, no, this is great. This is fantastic. This is what we need. And then WWE proceeded to do really nothing with both titles. Now, I think Chelsea Green is doing what she needs to do. She's also the maximizer of those minutes, as we always talk about, week in and week out. But they kind of really also haven't given her a ton. Like, they've given her some, but she's just so good at doing that, making something out of nothing. As for the women's IC title, I mean, good Lord, this is about as bad as you could potentially plan this. I mean, it looks like there's no plan. So I don't know what the plan is. You would think that both of those titles have to be featured at Mania because they are brand new, but they're not really giving you that impression.
No, I mean, thank God Chelsea Green is who she is. Like, she can make 60 seconds feel like an hour of great television, which is why that belt feels like it has any sort of established threat or, significance on the roster. She just put on a great match with Sol Ruca on NXT. That was absolutely great. So she's showing up everywhere, doing her thing, giving mic time as well, even in promos backstage. That's also part of the issue with the IC title right now is we don't even know who Lyra is. We haven't gotten any real mic work from her in the ring, in promo packages. We got the vignettes of her before the IC title, before she won it, which were fine. But like, we've got nothing. No establishment of who this woman is now that she's champion. No establishment of a rivalry at all going into WrestleMania. That belt's on life alert, man. Hopefully they can figure it out because they need to. But
yeah, but last point before we move on, she felt like a big thing.
Oh yeah,
in the Queen of the Ring tournament or leading up to the Queen of the Ring, she felt big, and it has just completely regressed since then. It has gone downhill. Like, yeah, she won a title. Okay, that's awesome. That's cool. But there's been nothing.
Yeah,
absolutely nothing.
Not good for Bird Girl. Let's get into the bulk of this stuff. Why we came here, fixing some WrestleMania feuds. I have down 4 of them. 4 main ones that I think are the general consensus of the feuds that people are wanting to see some tweaks, some movement, some somethings going on there. So let's start with the main one, or one of the main ones. Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. Step in the right direction last week on SmackDown, I would say. We at least have some story arcs going on there. But most of the people still aren't sold on this being a big-time match. How in the world can WWE fix this feud?
Yeah, it's funny because I didn't write that one down, which is weird because you would think, hey, this one needs to fix it. Like you said, it was stepping in the right direction last week, and maybe that's why I didn't really write that down. I would say we got the reasoning from Drew. We got a really good, solid promo from Drew. We got really the reason why. Now I would like to see more of the Damian side of things. Now, Damian took a step, I thought, once he won that title at Mania last year. He really kind of came into his own, and we got to see Damian Priest, who Damian Priest is. I would like to see that again. Now, obviously, I don't want carbon copy from then. You got to tweak it a little bit, but I would like to see Damian Priest on the mic a little bit. I would like to see him talk a little bit about his reasonings. I would like to see him go at Drew. Now, I'm a little worried in saying that because I think Drew would probably destroy him on the mic, but a little bit more Damian Priest on the mic, and also put him in a match of some sort. I feel like we're kind of just like keeping them off screen, and we don't really kind of get to see them until they interact, which is like 2 seconds. So a little bit maybe of just on-screen interaction, something simple.
Yeah. We need to lean more into what they were doing. So continue the story of Damian only wins when other people, screw his competitor over, He kind of succeeds off of what's happened from other storylines within WWE, and he just kind of is the guy that holds up the belt at the end of the day, right? That's totally fine. That was good stuff. I like this title reign. We need Damian Priest, though, to be like the opposite of Terror Twins booking, in my opinion. I think we need to establish that, like, Drew may be right here. Damian can't get the job done when it's by himself against XYZ, right? Like, Drew is too good for this man. There's no CM Punk running in to cost Drew here. There's no one else involved. It's just mano-y-mano, and Damian's looking a little bit like the underdog compared to Drew McIntyre. That's what I kind of need to see. I don't like the word underdog because I do have a lot of problems with that sort of storytelling with some of the other stuff we'll get into in a minute here. But it just feels like the year that Damian had and the way that he was booked was very powerful, almost never losing. And if he did lose, it wasn't clean 90% of the time. So in order for me to be interested at all, you need to take him down a peg and give me a reason to say like, okay, Drew is in his mind. Drew is beating this guy down. What in the world is Damian going to do in order to get back up from this? Like, that's what I need to be feeling.
Yeah, I think I just need to see something, like some sort of interaction, because you get like these little sneak attacks from Drew or, vice versa. And it's like, okay, like that is what it is. You talked about Damian being so powerful, Damian being knocked down a peg. Like, in my eyes, maybe I should see these as almost equal, or maybe he's a step below Drew, but I see Drew like head and shoulders above Damian.
Yeah.
So I would like it to kind of swing and at least even out somehow. I don't care how you do it. Somehow.
No, yeah, I didn't mean Damian right now is being booked to the point where I personally feel like he's so much stronger than Drew. I just think he's been booked to win so much that I need to feel like, hey, Damian might not win this one for once. Like it's more of the way that he's booked in terms of like making me believe versus, because obviously I would take Drew all day, any day over Damian Priest, right? On the mic, in the ring. I think Drew's a complete package there.
Which is kind of crazy because you say Damian's been booked to win so much and Drew's been booked to lose so much.
Right.
So here's this, but then at the same time, my view is this.
Winning and losing in wrestling doesn't always matter. If you got the character work, if you got the character, then people can believe in you. And that's why Drew has been able to still have the people want him to be in the title scene, even though what you just said, he's been losing all year. He has no legitimate reason booking wise to be in the title scene. You've been a loser all year, but like we all understand that Drew McIntyre is as good as it gets and deserves to be in those top tier feuds. So I'm with you. More interaction between the two of them, leading into the storytelling that they started last week on SmackDown. Bada bing, bada boom. Hopefully, Damian can step up on the mic.
I think we're both kind of in agreement. Long story short, give Damian some character of something.
Yeah.
Drew's got it down. Drew is fine.
Yep.
I just need Damian to hold up his end of the deal.
Exactly. You want to go to the next one? Do you want to?
Yeah. So I put one down on my list that isn't exactly how to fix it.
Oh,
because I think this is about as fixed as you can be. I talked about the SmackDown tag title, just chaos.
Oh, geez.
I said I just want more chaos. I just want this to continue going. We kind of continue to hopefully. Now, I want the Profits to have a long title reign, but how they set this up, I don't think that's going to happen. No. So continue to kind of do just the chaos. Maybe have the Profits keep those titles heading into Mania, but have all the other teams continue to kind of go at it or whatever. I found myself at one point really disliking the SmackDown tag scene, and as the chaos has kind of unfolded, I've really kind of bought into it.
The only way that they can make the WWE SmackDown tag team title scene like better is giving all of them more mic time. Because they're all given a bunch of like weekly, we get a bunch of the bulk of the show being great tag team action. Never gonna say no to that. All these tag teams are phenomenal. But like now, what's the meat and potatoes behind it? Like I need some character work. Like we just said with Drew, it's about your character at the end of the day with wrestling, right? And I still don't know who the hell the WWE version of Motor City Machine Guns are. I don't know who. I mean, the Yes Boys, the Pretty Deadly are great, but like we haven't gotten like a charged emotional promo from any of these teams in weeks, except for the vignettes with the Street Profits. So I wouldn't mind getting some like legitimate promo work and establishing like, motives behind all these teams other than just like big shiny belt. I want it, which, is always fun.
Yeah. I mean, something like along the lines of why did Angel stop wearing his peel on tattoo?
Or why are they involved in this tag team?
Why? I mean, why did they both have the tattoo and now they don't have the tattoo anymore?
Take the damn tattoo. It's a peel-on tattoo, bro. You can't just put it on real quick.
I would like to know.
Oh my God.
That's how they fixed the division.
Yeah, exactly. They just stamp the tattoo on them. They should beat people and stamp the tattoo and then they claim them.
I'd sign up for that.
Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair, I would say, is another rivalry that took a step in the correct direction this week. But a lot of people, when Charlotte Flair got back involved in the main title scene right away after the Royal Rumble, you had a lot of people online already kind of complaining about it. I like Charlotte, so I wasn't as much of a hater on that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. But I did have expectations and wants for what a Tiffany Stratton Charlotte Flair feud was going to be. I was hoping that like from the get-go, they would do what they did last week on SmackDown. Butt heads, each week someone would get the upper hand on the other. Instead, we kind of had a month of Charlotte just like big broing Tiffany basically is what she did. And Tiffany, grandma on her. and Tiffany was just, getting beat up, and she was worried about other stuff with Nia Jax. And I get it. You had to tie the knots on that stuff off. Mm-hmm. But like, it's been a lot of Charlotte kind of doing nothing, posing over Tiffany Stratton. How in the world are we going to fix this? What should they do in order to get us to fully buy into this feud?
Yeah, so I wrote this one down, and I pretty much said it's pretty easy for me to kind of really fix this one. Now, it's kind of a leap of faith, or like a big gamble, I would frame this as. So last week, like you said, step in the right direction. We got the physical side of Tiffany, like, hey, I'm not going to back down from you. I can take it to you. You're going to have to deal with me. Now I need it on a mic. So now I just need Tiffany to come out. I need Tiffany to cut a promo. I need her to cut it at Charlotte. Charlotte comes out. I need her to keep going. I need her to show that she can hang on the mic, and I'm bought in. Charlotte's already done like kind of the hard work, I guess, and Charlotte doesn't really even have to do a lot because it is Charlotte Flair. So to me, Tiffany's kind of got to prove that she can hang with Charlotte Flair, which so far that's been the story, and so far Tiffany can't. So we got the athletic side, and nobody is going to sit here and doubt how great Tiffany is athletically or in the ring. But now I need you to prove it to me on the mic.
That's exactly what I had down. Last week on SmackDown, Tiffany finally proved that she can stand toe-to-toe with Charlotte in terms of the fists, right? Like, They went at it. They even fought into another segment. Tiffany stood tall both times over it, doing the moonsaults. I know she missed. I don't care. It was awesome.
Charlotte's fault, technically, if you look at it. Charlotte's not in the right spot.
True. Yeah. Anyway.
Potato.
The next step of this rivalry needs to be Tiffany proving that she can step up on the mic, which is as hard as it gets. Charlotte Flair can cut on the mic. I know we haven't got a lot of it since she came back, but that's also kind of because Tiffany Stratton hasn't been able to step up to the mic in the right way that she should. Now, I think WWE scripts her stuff way too much. I think it's obvious. So what I need them to do is cut her loose a little bit, see what she can do. If she fails, she fails. Sorry, but it's time to cut her loose and throw her in the fire. Let's get a nice promo segment against Charlotte Flair here and level them out on the mic as well. And then you have the level it out in the ring. Bada boom, you got yourself a heated rivalry ready for Mania.
Yeah, I mean, you got to at least figure out, can this be done or not? I mean, you got to realize it's sink or swim time at this point. Like, either you can get the job done or you can't get the job done. Now, it would suck to find out on the road to WrestleMania, hey, that she can't get the job done. But I guess you find out now instead of down the road, where I think this feud is obviously really important for the future of the women, because Tiffany is kind of like that next generation up.
Yeah.
I don't want to say she's like the head of the next generation, but there's so many talented women. There's going to be eventually a time where Charlotte's not going to be here. So we need to have somebody kind of like an established to go along with a Rhea and a Bianca and an Io potentially as well. So we need somebody kind of like established with them. Tiffany could really be that, but we got to find out.
Yeah, we do. It's time. I agree. It's
absolutely time.
That's what's going to happen. She's going to get they're going to cut her loose, and she's going to get overwhelmed, and she's just going to start sitting there. Tiffy time. Tiffy time. Over and over. Broken clock, literally.
I hope not.
That'd be crazy.
God, that's awful.
Anyway, let's move it on. Jey Uso, Gunther. Jey had a little bit of a slip up this week. Stop killing the guy, man. He does the move right 99.999% of the time. I'm disagreeing with the IWC there. Jesus, we got to get off the man's back.
A little bit of a rough week for the guy.
He missed a suicide dive that he hits 90% of the time. Big whoop, it happens. But anyway, we've gotten a lot of good stuff from Gunther. People have not liked the fact that he's, faced the Alpha Academy and stuff like that. But for story purposes, it's working, right? He's beating up on the little guy, right? And Jey Uso is the little guy. But we haven't got much from Jey Uso, and that's kind of leaving people wanting more in this feud. So how in the world does WWE turn that around and get us hooked on Jey Uso versus Gunther?
Well, I'll tell you how you don't do it. You don't do it in a 30-second match. That's how you don't do it, because that's awful. I think this one's kind of simple as well. I know the story is Gunther is taking advantage of the little guy, and he thinks he can outsmart Jey. He's stronger than Jey. He's better than Jey. The only way that Jey could possibly beat him is by chance or by luck, right? Like, that's the story, basically. I would like to show Jey really showcasing his like skills, his ability. I would like to see him showing that he can hang with Gunther. So I would like to see more in-ring stuff from Jey, and I would like to see him go with somebody that can go as well. And I would like to see him kind of prove it, like, hey, I'm on this level. That's kind of the thing for me. I know on the mic, you're not going to get anything crazy from Jey. We've kind of gotten the same stuff over and over again. So the only way to kind of solidify Jey for me is going to be, I need some in-ring ability from him to show that he can hang with one of the best right now.
See, I'm kind of the opposite. I think I need more work on the mic. I'm done with Jey Uso's "the world's against me, I shouldn't be here" promos. I'm done with that stuff. You should be here. You've main evented a WrestleMania. They call you main event Jey Uso. You won the Royal Rumble. You won an Intercontinental Championship this year. You stand on your you stand on your feet against Gunther. Hell, you went the distance with Gunther at Saturday Night Main Event not too long ago. You were this close. So to now sit there and be like, everybody thinks that I can't do this and I wasn't supposed to be here. It's like, literally no one's saying that to you anymore, Jey. I don't get it. So in order for me to get bought in, I need an attitude change, an attitude adjustment to Jey Uso. I need him to start being cocky. I need him to start being like, no, I got you, and get in the ring against Gunther, who loves to tear down the other guy on a mic, and prove himself on the mic against that. And I'm also with you. I do think that it would be nice if we flip the script on what Gunther's doing, because Gunther's beating up on little guys. It'd be nice to throw Jey Uso against guys like that are respected. You could have him go up against like Finn Balor, some of the bigger names, Sheamus, bigger names that even Gunther's gone toe-to-toe with and gone the distance with. And then so Jey's kind of doing the opposite, where he's beating the good guys while Gunther's beating up on small guys. Then you can even it out that way. That'd be nice as well. But at the end of the day, I just need more mic work from Jey Uso or a different character.
Yeah, Ludwig would be like a perfect guy for me. That would be really solid. Yeah, I think for me, like, I agree with what you're saying, but for me, I've kind of already written that off. I'm already like, well, that's not going to happen. Like, it is what it is. So, I mean, I guess that really kind of sums up our ideas or our thoughts. If we both have different opinions about the same guy, that's not good, but we're still really enjoying that feud. It's just, we got to give it a little bit more.
I just love Gunther. I think what Gunther's doing is spectacular stuff. And it's going to get old though, if the other guy can't, get up to speed with it. It's sort of the same thing that we just said with Tiffany and Charlotte. It's like, at some point it's sink or swim. Gunther's doing his part. Jey, come on. Can't be carrying you.
Yeah, and that's why I think the match itself for me is probably the bigger thing, because at 30 seconds, your WrestleMania match ain't going to be 30 seconds. Can you go 15 minutes?
Couple chops.
Can you go 10?
Bomb.
Yeah, I mean,
Sleeper hold,
like, what do we,
night.
you know what I mean?
Go night. Big one. Reason we're here. Before we hit it, do you have any other ones that you want to talk about at all?
You're talking about the big one.
Yeah, the big one that we're here for. That everybody's talking about as of Monday.
We can touch back on one more.
Okay.
So I'm talking about the other triple threat that we're assuming we're getting, the Roman Seth Punk one.
To fix it?
Yeah.
What, make it
maybe not
better than it is now?
Well, I'm not sitting here saying like, oh, this needs a fix right now. I'm just saying I need a little bit more, and I'm sure we'll get it on SmackDown. Just, is the favor involved? We see a lot of Seth Roman here. We have a lot of Seth Punk here. I need to see a lot more Punk Roman animosity towards each of them. And I'm sure Paul Heyman's going to be in that. But I'm saying, like, you got Seth over here, both of these guys. I just need it to be connected.
Fair. We're going to get that Friday.
Yeah, I hope so. I just wanted to say, we just got to cover it,
Fair enough. The big one, though, that kind of, quote-unquote, needs fixing. Man, people got opinions on this one, including us. The Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Bianca Belair rivalry is a heated debate here. So, how in the world does WWE make us want Rhea in this match? Because at the moment, it feels like every time she walks out into a crowd, the crowd obviously wants her in the match, and it's spectacular, right? And I'm not saying that we don't want her in the match, because that wouldn't be awesome, because it would. The triple threat's going to be spectacular. But the way in which they're telling the story of her getting there has been very lackluster, including this Monday. She kind of just signed contract. She's been beating up both of them. I mean, it feels disrespectful to them at this point. So how in the world does WWE fix this to where we're getting all of them on the same page, and it makes sense for Rhea to go there, and we get to WrestleMania smoothly for what's going to be a great triple threat match?
Yeah, the match itself is going to be fantastic. I don't want anybody to get upset and think that we don't think that that's going to be the case. It's going to be phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
Just the build's been weird. I mean, you have 3 baby faces, right? But then Bianca's like also borderline heel. Did she attack her friend? But we also don't acknowledge that right now. That's off to the side, and she's over here. And then you have Rhea, who's being kind of childish and heelish, but also she walks out and she's the most over woman on the roster. So you can't really do that. So I don't really know how you fix the Rhea part per se. I think you might have to just completely flip Bianca. That's probably the simplest and easiest way to do it, especially if Bianca's going to, what we all think, be the one that really attacked Jade. You can really kind of turn Bianca, make Bianca the bad one here. You still have Io over here saying, hey, I'm being overshadowed. I don't like this. I really like that role for her. I think that fits really, really well. She's done a great job at that so far. And you can continue to have Rhea be the child or the person that thinks like, hey, I'm going crazy. This all makes sense to me. You're all against me, but in reality, nobody is. But I think the simple fix, the quickest fix, and one they probably need to do is they got to get Bianca to be more of a heel.
Yeah, I mean, the online community is very separate from the in-person community at WWE shows, because as much as all of us can sit there and moan about what's going on story-wise, the second Rhea walks out there, it is a roof-off blow pop. It's crazy. She is the most over woman in wrestling by a country mile, right? Which is crazy because that ended up becoming a Rhea or a Bianca Belair booing session on Monday. They booed Bianca. That can't be the plan that WWE was foreseeing, right? So what would be cooler than like fully leaning into the Bianca Jade stuff right now early and just being like, all right, Bianca, you are fully going to become a tweener / leaning into the heel portion a little bit in order to really sell this, because you do need, Io's going to be your babyface. Like, no matter what, she's going to be your like casual babyface woohoo champion, right? People love her. And then you got Rhea, who's just the most over thing in the world. No one's going to boo her no matter what. So you need that other piece of the puzzle. You need the bad guy that most people can go, okay, well, that's the one we definitely don't want to see win, right? Might have to be Bianca. Might have to be a little bit of a heel turn here. I'm not saying full heel turn, but going bad. And Bianca should lean into it because that would be absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, Bianca's kind of showed hints about it over the last few months. Like, she'll say things or do things, and you're like, that's not Bianca. Like, what is that? That's something different. So I think she can do it to where she can kind of hint at it, or she can be a little bit more heelish. We're not saying she needs to come out and change her attire and change her music and she needs to be heel. No. But if you look, the hints are subtle. I mean, she's dressed in dark clothing, I believe, every time since the chamber. So that's a little hint there. And I've seen people online say like, oh, they should just make Rhea heel. Well, while I understand that that's the thought process, and I understand that maybe that's what WWE was originally trying to do, like you said, when you go out and get those responses and those reactions from people, you can't do that. So that might have been the original plan, and that might have been what the thought process was in terms of this childish behavior that she kind of has been showing, that Charlotte's called her out on, Bianca's called her out on, everybody's kind of seemed to talk about. But you got to pivot now. You got to do something to save this, because the 3 babyface aspect of this just is not good. And I don't want to see them just every week continuing to fight. And then Pierce is just like, oh, yeah, we'll just have at it at WrestleMania. Yeah, triple threat.
Yeah, and you could really lean into it with Bianca being bad and to the point where she's the one that really like attacks Rhea and makes her a part of this match more than Io is. Like, Bianca could just break and snap and really go after Rhea to the point where it almost draws Adam Pearce's hand of like, well, we have to put her into this match. Like, look at what she's doing to Rhea. Like, we need this to happen. So you can get Rhea in there that way as well. And then obviously you have Bianca roll over after Mania into the Jade stuff, which I think would just be spectacular.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when it comes to just say drastic doesn't happen, right? Say Bianca doesn't turn heel, because odds are they're not going to do that as much as it kind of makes sense on paper. We need to get Rhea into this match logically. The contract signing can't be it, right? She can't just sign the contract, say, no, there's my name, and now I'm there.
It's happened before.
It's happened before, and it's not been good, and we're standing by that. So I need Rhea to earn her way into this match. That's part of the way to fix this feud. We need her to earn it. I think setting up a match between Bianca and Rhea at some point in the next couple weeks would solve this problem completely. They are the ones that have the most problem with each other. Io is being disrespected to the point of it because Rhea and Bianca are so focused on each other. If Bianca is that mad at Rhea, why doesn't Bianca go, you know what? You don't think that I should be in this match? Let's fight for it. And if you beat me, you know what? You get to tag on in. That's all I would need. Yep. And then you have Rhea win it somehow. It could be in a, crazy way with Io getting involved. bada boom, you got your triple threat match.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to, for me, I mean, I guess I don't even need to see Rhea technically like quote unquote win. Like you could have Rhea and Bianca because I think they're ultimately saving it in terms of who gets the advantage on who. So maybe you get some shenanigans, some malarkey, some baloney. You get it this time. You get some EO interference or something. Maybe like EO accidentally gets bumped. EO can't take it. EO goes crazy, destroys both of them. Boom.
Boom.
That's all you need. It's that simple.
It's simple wrestling logic. Like, that's the type of stuff that happens all the time that leads to matches. It'd be totally okay. Handshake it. You're in Rhea. Let's have ourselves a main event women's match at Mania that's going to be absolutely fantastic. Give us a triple threat that way, and we'll be happy. It's that simple.
Yeah, one last thing I'll add here is you mentioned like Bianca attacking Rhea, and I really, really like that idea. You could, I don't know how you're going to do it and how you're going to tie the two together, but maybe there's subtle hints when Rhea gets attacked that lead to the Jade stuff.
She throws her onto a car.
Like something, you know what I mean?
She
Just something, or maybe
her.
Rhea's attacked in the back, but she's doing like the same pose. She's just on the ground or something, same pose.
Imagine they start fighting in the back and Bianca somehow shoves her on top of a car and Rhea ends up through a windshield. Oh.
Now you would be like, oh, that doesn't make any sense because she'd be gone for months. But
she's Rhea Bloody Ripley. She's Rhea Ripley. We have to throw some logic out.
But there would be nice if there's like a little subtle hint here or there. That'd be good.
None of it's gonna happen.
No, no. But it would be damn good.
It'd be damn good. Well, that was our way of fixing some of these WrestleMania feuds that people are a little bit on edge about. Listen, we got ourselves a month, so everybody give it some time. It's going to be great. WrestleMania 41 is stacking up to be absolutely insane. I mean, hell, no matter what happens, we got John Cena and CM Punk on a WrestleMania card in 2025. Mm-hmm. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Anyway, follow us on all of our socials at COD WrestlePod. That's COD WrestlePod, listed on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, etc. And of course, come join our live streams on youtube.com/@thatCOD And we watch Raw, Smackdown, and all PLE, so be there for that. But I'm Will. That's Brandon. We are the Cousins of Destruction Wrestling Podcast. We will see you next time.